and made it to 4,700 meters, the highest point in our journey here. We have around 2 more hours and we will be at the border. Dead yak between the border of Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, guys. Check this out. Incredible. We've seen a cow, but now we have seen a yak as well. A whole bunch of sheep. Look at this. Everywhere. And made it to the shores of Lake Karakol.
I was a lonely silhouette, needed somebody to show the way. Yeah, I was a heartbeat with no sound till you came around. Yeah, you showed me colors, light in the darkness. You were the
and made it finally to Kyrgyz Pass. And as you can tell, it's snowing, guys. 4,344 meters, more or less. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to come all the way here on the Pamir Highway, you have a whole bunch of yaks, and also you have seen the camels. Yeah, one of the few places where you can see camels and yaks in the same spot, with tremendous mountains and turquoise lakes. Let's get a little bit closer to the yaks. Literally, you can stop every 500 meters and take photos of these outstanding mountains. How beautiful is this view of the lake, guys? At 4,000 meters, Chakan Lake. The first camels that we see in Tajikistan. 2 humps in a place where surprisingly there's a lot of salt. Everything that you see white is salt at 3,600 meters.
I was a lonely silhouette, needed somebody to show the way. Yeah, I was a heartbeat with no
Brand new day here in Tajikistan, guys. Our last day in Tajikistan, in Murgab, heading over to Osh today. We're gonna go and visit Karakol Lake for a little bit and then head over to the border to pass into Kyrgyzstan. Hopefully everything is good. We do need a permit since the relationships between Tajik and Kyrgyz are not the greatest at the moment. Only tourists are allowed to pass at the border here, so yeah, you need a permit. My buddy in Kyrgyzstan said he solved it. He sent all the documentation at the border patrol and everything, so we should not have any issue. Once again, the beautiful Pamir Mountains, the Pamir Highway will end there in Osh, where our final destination will be as well, where we're going to catch a flight to Istanbul and afterwards a flight to Romania. But the beautiful mountains, one more time. This was our accommodation, the only hotel here in Murgab. They have a yurt here. We stayed only one night at a yurt in Turkmenistan. That was pretty much it. Last year in Kyrgyzstan, we stayed 4 or 5 times, I don't remember. But if you want to see some great footage, head back to the previous episodes, but also head back to the Kyrgyzstan videos since I mentioned it, because it's spectacular. But here, a small town, Murgab, near the border, around 2.5 hours, 3 hours to the border. 8,000 people or so call this their home. One of them is our driver, which he's going to drop us off. The other driver from Kyrgyzstan is going to come at the neutral zone. He's going to pick us up and take us 4 more hours or so to Osh. So without any further delay, guys, I know it's been a long introduction. Let's head over to Karakol Lake, see some outstanding landscapes, and then hopefully be welcomed easily with no issues into Kyrgyzstan.
Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. Nostalgia.
And if for a very long time we were along the Afghan border, well, now going up north to Osh, This is the Chinese border. Above those, beyond those mountains is China, guys. So yeah, quite the eclectic adventure we had here in Central Asia. And if until now everything that was white on the ground was salt, well, up north here this is snow. Actually, it's still melting little by little. But yeah, the weather is a little bit colder here. We're reaching a pass at around 4,800 meters here in a little bit, and that is why temperature wise, even though it looks sunny, it's only 7 Celsius outside. And made it to 4,700 meters, the highest point in our journey here. We have around 2 more hours and we will be at the border. But let me show you in the meantime the snow-capped mountains of Tajikistan. Yeah, as you have seen earlier, a lot of snow on the ground here. It's not salt like you have seen previously, it's snow. And here the mountains are completely covered as well. Yeah, no altitude sickness or anything, everything feels normal. Last night we slept normal at 3,600. So yeah, when you hear these altitudes, don't get panicked or anything like that. You know, some people have issues, others don't. So most likely you'll be fine. Our car, we have a new driver. Our driver actually has a headache, even though he lives in Murgab. You know, maybe going down and then going back up, I don't know, but he felt a little bit sick and he brought his cousin or something to drive us to the border. Made it to Karakol Lake. Look at that turquoise, the dark turquoise lake, the snow-capped mountains. We stop here and I'm gonna walk a little bit to the shores of the lake. But look at the chain, look at the mountain chain. The sky, this is the perfect Central Asian sky, guys, that you will see from Mongolia all the way here in Tajikistan, in Kyrgyzstan, in Kazakhstan. Look at that. Besides this portion where there's a lot of salt, everything's super wet and muddy, so I gotta find patches in order to not get myself completely muddy. Yeah, it's extremely wet here due to the melting snow. As you can tell right there, a lot of snow near the shore. But beautiful, how tranquil. Look at that. And made it to the shores of Lake Karakol. A dream come true. This was in my head for a very long time, since I read some stories of some guys on motorcycles going to Mongolia and coming back to Europe. And ever since, you know, I had Karakol here in the Pamir in my head. The sound of the lake, again, so peaceful. The smell, so fresh. Look at that. The bad part was there's this big path full of water, and I was somewhere there and I was not able to cross. I had to come all the way here. But yeah, got myself a little bit muddy, but that's not a problem. I'm gonna clean it and then head back to the car, because we still have an hour and a half or so until we reach the border. But the mountains in front of us are super reddish. Yeah, the road is still bumpy, but we have around 15 minutes or so and we will be at the border. Whoa.
Like a symphony of memories.
bunch of sheep. Look at this. Everywhere. And we have made it in the no man's zone here between Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. This is the road heading towards the immigration part. The landscape just as beautiful, the mountains. More red dirt here, red sand compared to the other part in Tajikistan. But yeah, we have a few more kilometers like this, and then on the road to Osh.
Like a symphony of our memories. Oh, what if the years turn?
A dead yak between the border of Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, guys. Check this out. Incredible. We've seen a cow, but now we have seen a yak as well. Another interesting thing, a whole bunch of green rocks between the borders. Not sure exactly what the mineral causes this, but yeah, they're everywhere. Look at that. Right there. Right there. Yeah, my buddy went close to the yak. Yep, 5 more kilometers and we'll be at the immigration point. On the way to Osh. Check out this road. Man, through the mountains. It's gonna be quite dizzy. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Only trucks, guys. So far we have not seen any cars, just trucks. Of course, like I mentioned, the border between Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan is closed at the moment. You need special permits. You have to call the Ministry of Tourism in order to tell them that you're coming from Tajikistan or you're leaving Kyrgyzstan through this border. But let me turn the camera so I can show you a little bit better the road. Man, so yeah, it's a special border, let's put it that way. The relationship between the two countries has not been the greatest in the last 2-3 years. There were some frictions at some of the villages, and some people were involved in some fights, and I think some of them died, and they decided to close permanently the border. At one point after COVID, I believe, people thought that they're still closed because of COVID, but they were closed because of the issues that they had, people dying, fighting, and so on. And just this year, 2024, things have been resolved for tourists. So if you're a tourist, you can just call the ministry or send them an email. They'll put you on a list, and off you go.
To go, the longer we live, yeah, the more we grow. We could be 100 miles apart, but it's never far. Yeah, you show me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed. Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. No nostalgia.
And that was it from our long expedition from Turkmenistan all the way to Osh, Kyrgyzstan. I know it's been a lot of episodes. I know this footage was filmed a year ago. I know I've been putting videos very slowly, but it was a tremendous journey, which I hope one day I will repeat. If you have seen just this video, definitely head over to the other ones. Definitely head over to all the other ones on the channel. Thousands, literally thousands of shorts and thousands of videos on this channel, guys. So pretty much anything that you can think of, you'll find here on the channel. Adventures, festivals, road trips, you name it. Most likely it's here. Yeah, thanks once again for tuning in. Gratitude should be the only attitude. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, whatever you think this video deserves. And yeah, see you next time. I'm thinking right now what series I should put up next. Should it be Nigeria? Should it be Chad? Should it be South Sudan? Just leave some comments if you do have some suggestions. So till next time, peace out.
Go.